program, and I asked for a volunteer, a privacy victim, somebody who would let me do, as I called it, a digital proctology exam, and really determine everything that there is to know about them. And Rick, who is a brave guy, volunteered. And little feedback issue? Okay. Somebody did that on purpose. Rick, as you're going to see. Well, aha. Thank you, AV guy. You were the guy that they all called when we were in school to come set up the projector, right? Rick, as you're going to, is this working? Can you all hear me in the back? Okay. Rick, as you're going to see, not only signed the most incredible waiver that ever existed, but allowed me to look into every bit of his life. And in a period of about 4.5 hours on a Wednesday morning, from breakfast until lunch, I'm going to show you what we were able to find out about Rick. Now, before we continue, let me tell you what we're going to cover today. We are not going to cover government databases. We're not going to cover NCIC or TEX or NLETS or any of the FinCEN stuff or the new fusion centers that are being put together or anything like that. We are going to cover private databases. And we're going to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, I want to give you a sense of what's out there. Number two, today the government, when it investigates you, more and more and more, it outsources your privacy invasion. It calls ChoicePoint, it calls Accurate, which are, by the way, now the same company. It calls private individuals, such as myself. The first thing that's changed, now I've been giving this talk since the first HOPE convention. And let me tell you what has changed in the past 10 years, what's dramatically changed. First of all, computing power and speed, obviously. I have in my office today, running a database called peoplefinder.net, more computing power, more storage space, and more individual records than the FBI had in their computers 15 years ago. Everything has changed. It is now possible to put together a database that 20 years ago would have been a fantasy for the FBI. Digitalization of everything. It used to be that if somebody wanted your medical records in a computer, they would have to sit down and key them in, or they would have to scan in paper files. Everything now at the point of origin is digital. It goes into the databases immediately. Everything from when you buy something with a credit card, when you make a phone call, when you call an 800 number, when you renew your driver's license, when you get a passport, all of that is in the database instantly. When you use a MetroCard, when you use an iPass. The stuff that's not in the database because it's too old, it's being OCR'd, it's being scanned in and entered into the database at blinding speeds. And the main reason is the hardware lets you do it in a way that was unimaginable 10 years ago. Just for grins, British Telecom took all their old phone books and in 1 week scanned them into the database. You can now look up somebody's phone number from 100 years ago. Cell phones. We're going to talk about cell phones a lot today, but cell phones change everything. I am able to know who you talk to, where you are, what you do, what you like, who you hang out with, just from your cell phone. Cross-referencing and artificial intelligence scripts. It's no longer enough just to have the data to say, this is Bob's driver's license, this is Bob's social security number, this is Bob's telephone number. Now, when your telephone number comes up on my caller ID, also on the computer comes up your name, your address, your driver's license number, more often than not your phone number, businesses that are cross-referenced. Everything is linked together. What's the reason for all of this? Because your life, your history, what you